Hey, welcome. So today we're going to take a look at my new project. I'm going to be sculpting Venom. It's going to be about uh, 7 inches tall, and then I'm going to put a base on that as well. So it's going to raise him up to me. It might be like 8 or 9 inches tall by the time he's all done. The objective is to uh, model the whole thing out and then make a removable jaw and tongue as separate parts. So we'll look at how to do that. And then we'll cast him or make a mold and cast him in resin. Possibly cold cast, which will be maybe like a bronze. We'll do like a faux bronze finish on it. And I'll show you how I make the nameplates for the front. And yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so here I started with an armature that I have used epoxy um, to hold everything together. I have a little crock pot that you see me reaching into, that white thing back there in the background, that keeps my monster clay warm. Um, so I'm reaching into that and I'm just applying it to my armature just to fill out the form. I'm not going for any specific details at this stage. I'm just building it up bit by bit. It's always good to have a good knowledge of anatomy or reference. I'm just beefing up the shoulders a bit. I put the clay in as the muscles lie or thereabouts, based on the exaggerated character that you may be creating. That helps with the construction later as we try to flesh it out. If you want to add clothes or wrinkles, you'll have a good underlying foundation. Take some time to apologize for the intro. I didn't have much help setting up my shot, so top of my head got cut off in that beginning part there. So I apologize for that. I'll try and do a better job with that in the future. Again, not doing much in the way of refining at this stage. It's just um, placing rough musculature, um, just trying to get a good pose, a good feel. Nothing too detailed at this point. Now at this point, I start to smooth things out just a little bit. You see I'm working a little bit more with my thumbs, just kind of smoothing it out just a little bit, letting things start to blend, just to give myself a little bit more of an idea as things come together. Um, does it need more? Does it need less? Do I have to refine a little bit? This is a ball tipped stylus, and this is my new favorite tool. It Some people will use a rake to go over their entire sculpture to kind of pull all the pieces together. This ball stylus kind of does the same thing, except it gives you a little bit more control. You're more or less pushing clay around than just raking it over the surface. It lets you get into the nooks and crannies where a rake might not afford you that, especially if it's a little bit too big. So what I'm doing here is I'm just blending the edges of the pieces of clay together, just working it over the whole piece. Again, just staying rough, and this is going to let me see where like I said, I need to add more or take some away or reposition something. See, and this is a good example of where the ball stylus lets you get in the nooks and crannies. A traditional rake would not let me do that. even the small ones that you build yourself, that you can make yourself out of, say, brass tubing and guitar string, um, would have a hard time getting into some of those little nooks and crannies. So then as I add and blend it in, add and blend it in. So this is just the torso. I'm going to go on later to put in the pelvis and perhaps the tops of the legs, very tops of the thighs. I'll continue with the next video, and the front of it will be refined, and then I'm going to go over the back of it to kind of show you a little bit more of how I did that process. So I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe to my Patreon page.